So, our awareness or consciousness, the mind that knows, the mind that is aware, is always seeking an object. So, it's never blank. Our consciousness is never blank. So, when we meditate, we're taking that awareness and placing it intentionally on an object. Normal awareness, the mind gets scattered and lost in a lot of different thoughts and stories that aren't useful, or sometimes that are even creating nervousness or anxiety or stress for us. So we practice mindfulness to become more aware of the habits of the mind. The Buddha said, Whatever we frequently think about or ponder upon will become the inclination of our mind. Whatever we frequently think about or ponder upon will become the inclination of the mind. Okay, the Buddha said that, but that is just a reality that he pointed out. And so human beings, all of them, have habits of their mind where they frequently think about and ponder upon things that create stress. And that's the universality of having a human mind. It isn't anybody's particular problem. But the good news is that meditation can help us to reprogram or retrain or repractice what we're thinking about and pondering upon. And, a lot of thoughts that we have are just useful. And maybe we think, oh, these thoughts are not consequential. They just kind of are in my own brain and they don't do anything. But upon closer examination through mindfulness, we see thoughts create emotions. They create viewpoints. For example, a thought of doubt, I can't do that, or I'm not good enough for that, can create a whole point of view from which you're making decisions in your life. And they even affect the outside world, which is harder to see, but we can definitely see the way they affect our emotions. So with mindfulness, we grow a discernment of what thoughts we want to frequently think about and ponder upon. And what thoughts do we want to let go of? People can spend a lot of time wanting to just avoid their mind, cover it over in some way. Mindfulness gives us the strength that we don't have to do that. We can have a thought appear, a desire for cake or any other kind of thought, and we don't have to act on it. So as we sit in a meditation practice, we're developing that skill. And as we develop that skill, more clarity comes into the mind. A kind of strength of mind is developed. As we develop that skill, we live more calmly, more joyfully, more happily. So, in as much as we cultivate mindfulness, the negativity in the mind will recede, and all of the good stuff in our mind, our self-confidence, our love and care for ourselves, forgiveness and compassion and generosity, they naturally grow because we subject ourselves to the consequences of those actions, and we see what is worthy of growing. So again, remember the word for meditation, bhavana, we're cultivating. So meditation is like growing a garden in your mind, and it's useful for everybody. And the nice thing is that it will never, ever lead to harm. It will only lead to benefit and pleasure, as the Buddha said. So present moment awareness is what we're training the mind, and then we're meant to bring that into our lives. That's kind of a next step, but let's do some mindfulness practice. So again, setting up a comfortable posture and closing your eyes. And beginning the practice by releasing tension in your jaw or in your throat, in your shoulders, in the heart center. And releasing from behind your navel any gripping or holding. And you can take a deep breath into that place behind your navel, and then a long, slow exhale. And as you exhale, releasing all unnecessary tension. And we don't even have to be formal about it. We're just sitting and becoming aware. Aware of any present moment reality is mindfulness. But watching the breath will help us to calm the mind. So let your breath be natural. And notice where you feel the touch of the breath. Movement of the breath. And this is where we will rest our awareness. These sensations, they might be subtle. And to help point your attention towards the breath, noting in the mind, very quietly, like 1% of the awareness. Inhale as you breathe in. Exhale as you breathe out. And the rest of the awareness is with the experience of your breath. The effort in meditation practice is relaxed and then persistent, not forcing your mind. Too much force will cause agitation. Too relaxed will cause sleepiness. Or relaxed, alert, persistent awareness, and try to watch the breath at the beginning, middle, and end of the inhale, beginning, middle, and end of the exhale. Becoming aware of thoughts when they take your attention, noting, thinking. Practice being gentle with the thoughts, not oppressive. We want to see the nature of the mind and its habits. So, seeing, thinking, or planning, imagining. And then come back to the breath, touch of the breath. Inhale, exhale. And physical sensations will take our attention. Whether we're aware of physical sensations or we're aware of the breath, we're being mindful. It's the same thing. You can drop the breath, bring the awareness into the body. You can feel heat or hardness or softness, tingling sensations, pulling sensations. You feel tightness or looseness. Your body talks to you, and just listen, aware of its actual experience right now, and allowing it to be as it is. You might note tension or heat or pain. And then come back to the breath. And sounds take our attention. Sounds in the room, sounds of traffic outside, sounds of neighbors or people you live with. We observe the process of hearing like we're listening to music, not the story of what we're hearing, but that direct experience as sound meets our ear. Sounds aren't in the way if you're ever in a noisy place meditating. As much as the sounds are taking your attention, simply observe, noting, hearing. And then when they pass, come back to the breath. And as we come out of the meditation, setting an intention for yourself, to allow yourself to live life just one moment, one breath, one step at a time.